Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Monday, December 22nd. Catch us live on all of our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Help our boy out, D. subscribe to that Twitch or follow, whatever you got to do, at dfrizzy_frizz5. And if you're just here joining us now and want to get the whole show tomorrow, because not everyone can stick around for the whole show, podcast, Apple, Spotify, all those good places. Hook your boys up, rate, subscribe, review. It's good to be back. And it's good to sound normal. The sickness is gone over here. My voice is back. No longer sounding like an old lady who smoked 5 packs a day. Unfortunately, he's not doing so good. He's here. He's trooping through it. But we got a show for you still. Show goes on. It'll be an abridged show. So that means not as long, which means we'll only go for about 2 hours instead of our normal 5. But in all seriousness, D, good to see you, buddy.
What up? What up? Happy Monday, man. What an intro. You know, it was about to be a busy week for a lot of people. So to be exhausted feels like it's consistent with what we're supposed to be for this week.
All right. Quick story for you.
Okay. Hold on. I didn't realize. I got to clean this shit up. This looks so bad on camera behind me.
You know what it is, though? It's because I got the professional background behind me. I got the lighting. I look great. And you got some shit going on behind you.
Well, the thing is, like, it's because of it's the holiday. So, like, you tell yours first. I'll tell mine after.
Okay. So, you got little kids. I got a 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And parking lots with any sorts of kids are a very dangerous situation because they're not aware that cars can be fatal. They're like, a car, cool, let's run at it. No, that's dumb. Stop doing that, little kids. So we're out to dinner last night. My daughter decides she's going to start sprinting around the car in a busy parking lot, start heading towards like where cars are driving. My wife yells, "Steve!" I'm like, shit. So I'm sprinting full speed around the car to like get her because I think she's going to run into the street. And I get down in a form tackle. Like I got my arms ready, because you got to, maybe she jukes to the left or the right. I mean, she's only 4, but she got some moves. So I want to be able to arm tackle at the very least to bring her down. No, she didn't. She wasn't sprinting into the street. She wanted to do a turn around the car towards me, but I didn't know that. Nobody knew that because it's a 4-year-old. She comes around the corner. I come around the corner at the same time. Truck sticked my 4-year-old in the middle of the parking lot at the restaurant. People are watching like, oh my God. Yeah. 4-year-olds, man. It was like a Madden hit stick. I caught her head before it hits the ground, but like it was like a poof. It was for her own safety, me taking her out like that.
I feel like at the end of the day, it's all about safety, and I would rather you come here and tell us a story of you hit sticking your 4-year-old, other than the alternative
car hit sticking.
Yeah, running into traffic in a parking lot. Although it might not be fast traffic, it's still cars moving at the same time.
I mean, I've been getting to the gym. I can hit about the force of a car, so you know.
I mean, you bring like a Mack truck. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they know. They know to not mess with Dad. If I'm running down, you see this little walk path right here. If I'm sprinting down that, get out the way because like you will get run over. That's just how it is.
I should have played some defense, man. That's where I should have been.
I know. Fullback was your life, and instead you were not on the DN side.
How are you, man? You got something for me before we get off?
Yeah, I'm good. No, I just realized like this whole mess. Like we had our like family like exchanging of gifts. I kind of like it. We do the older people like the weekend prior to Christmas, and then we do the kids on Christmas. And it's like it's their day. Let them enjoy it. Like me and the missus will probably exchange 1 or 2, but it's meant for them to open up all their gifts. So like I just realized I got all this crap because of all these damn boxes that I just opened from like all the shit that I got. So I'm happy that I got the stuff, but like that's why this looks like crap because like this little box right here is supposed to have those jerseys. They're not in it. And then eventually they're gonna go on this bare ass wall that you see right here. They're not on there. So like my ass is just I'm just lazy.
Now we can all look at it.
All this that's up there. It's supposed to actually have like stuff, right? It's supposed to be meant for design and decoration and whatnot, but instead it's all just shit that's right there, and it needs to be moved. I'm just lazy. At some point I'll get to it. So thank you all for the gifts. They're greatly appreciated. I just need to actually hang the stuff up, and now you can see all the old school jerseys that Frizz had, from his old playing days.
Nice. And that's just a little shout out to those listening just on podcast. You can see D's mess if you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. All right, enough of the nonsense. We're going to talk some NBA today, so I'm very excited. Let's get to it. And again, it's going to be a shorter show just because of timing and everything. We have lives too, believe it or not. A couple topics. First, we've known after about 10 games, the Thunder are a goddamn wagon in the NBA. And I did check the odds today, just out of curiosity. Odds to win the title. Number 1, OKC at a plus 110. That is close to a pick'em. That is like OKC or anyone else. So my question to you, D, with these odds being what they are, at this point in the season, we have a good sample size. Are you taking OKC or the field to be the 2025-2026 NBA champions?
Right now, and we'll probably have this changed at some point, but I'm taking OKC. The reason why is I understand there's 32 other teams that are absolutely ridiculous, that we want. Oh, sorry, 31 other teams that are good, right? Like they are going to be.
I think it's 20. I think it's
30. I think the NBA is 30 and the
Yeah.
NFL is 32. So I apologize for that. Essentially, you know what I mean.
You're like trying to foreshadow to the expansion, right? Is that what you're doing, right? Because they're going to
It
expand
might
soon.
be. Soon
Yeah,
there's going to
so
be
you're
somebody
doing
in Seattle. I'm sure that's going to happen. What I mean by that is there are some really good teams, but I don't think people understand what OKC is doing right now, such as they're playing 2.5, maybe 3 quarters, and then they're sitting their starting 5. I think it's Jalen Williams, Chet, SGA, and I think there's another starter that they have. They're starting 5. Not Hartenstein. I think it was like Lou Dort and like there's another player. There's their championship starting roster that they had last year has played 0 minutes together as a starting 5 roster. They are literally just, hey, we're better than you. We're rolling out anybody that we need to roll out. We have the largest point differential in the NBA. It's like 17
plus
points.
16.5 right now.
Yeah, they're blowing out everyone. And just when you think like, oh, it's just a Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander, show, Chet's out there averaging damn near 20 a game. And then Jalen Williams coming off of his injury is averaging 18 a game. And then, there's this random guy that nobody knew about, AJ Mitchell, that is like is hooping when he gets a chance. And if you think you can shut that down, Carson Wallace can go off for, 20. Is it Kaysen or Carson? I think it's Kaysen. Kaysen Wallace can go off for 20 to 30 in a game. There's just so many people on this team. Youth-wise, it's the youth movement that they have that just outruns everybody else, and people just get exhausted because your depth of having 7, maybe 8 deep, they are 9, 10, 11, 12 deep that are probably the people that are 8, 11, and 8, 9, and 10. They might be starters somewhere else.
I think it's a tough one, this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go field for 2 reasons. Number 1, no one likes injuries. No. But you are one twisted ankle away in the playoffs to having problems. God forbid SGA gets a twisted ankle in round 2 of the playoffs. It's tough sledding, right? Weird things happen. So that's number 1. Let's say there's no injuries. Let's say we turn the injury sliders off. It's 2K. They've had an interesting week, the Thunder. They lose in the NBA Cup to the Spurs, and then they lost their last game against the Wolves. They are something in 3, some absurd number in 3 right now, 25-3, 26-3. Two of those 3 losses just came this past week with their full plethora of players. I think the Spurs have the answer to the Thunder. And I say not the Spurs, are they going to take them out? I think the Spurs are a team that could take this Thunder out in the playoffs. But the Spurs play a style of ball where they have a lot of guards out there, and they are big physical guards. Castle and their rookie Dylan Harper gave the Thunder fits in that NBA Cup game. I think that the Thunder are susceptible to bigger guards, making life very difficult for guys like SGA and Jay Williams. And I think that is and not everyone has that ingredient, but like that is probably the best approach, is go smaller and have really big physical guards to make life difficult. There are 2 teams in the West I'm looking at right now that could knock out the Thunder in the playoffs. I know you shook your head at me. I think the Spurs could do it. The Spurs beat the Thunder handedly in the NBA Cup game with Wemby playing 22, 24 minutes, not full Wemby. So I think the Spurs, while they are going to be a lower seed, they're a 2 seed now, which is insane. The Spurs give them fits. And also the MVP, the multi-time MVP out in Denver, they play a style of ball that slows the game down, which is not what the Thunder like to do. They like to play up tempo. They want to get running. A team like the Nuggets could slow the game down and they will not turn the ball over because you have the greatest point guard at center in Nikola Jokic. So like there are two teams in the West that I think would give the Oklahoma City Thunder. Combine that with like, could something weird happen in the playoffs where someone in their key rotation goes down? Yeah, like I don't think they're an invincible force. And I think it's shown itself in the past week.
So I wouldn't put it saying that they're invincible. Big shouts to Nikola Jokic for breaking the record for most assists as a center. I think he passed what was like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar this past week. That's dope, to be a 7-footer and have that on your resume along with MVPs and NBA championships. The only reason why I'm hesitant for you to say like, well, look what's happened in the last couple of games. They're the only team in the league right now that's playing primetime schedule, and they're also playing they played 5 games in 9 days. I don't care who you are I know we talk about their youth. That's a lot of mileage on everybody's legs wise to what you saw that in the game against the Spurs. You also saw that late in the games against the Wolves that I watched this past weekend where like their legs just weren't underneath them, right? They just came from a playoff style battle in the NBA Cup from the semifinals to the finals against the Spurs. Then they played the Clippers, I think, in an overtime game, and then they played the Wolves right after. So this last week is like when I think it was like the 16 or the 15 Warriors won 73 games, like they're gonna lose at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say that, just because they lost, like they're not the most dominant team in the NBA. No. There's just going to be a span of games. This may be it where you go, oh yeah, they are human, but in a 7-game series, I'm taking this team over everybody right now.
I think the 7-game series does make it tremendously hard to beat them, right? Does this change your mind at all? 25-3 right now, the Thunder are sitting. Do you know who has had the easiest strength of schedule thus far this season?
Is it the Thunder?
Yeah. And I only say that because the remaining...
I don't like that stat in the NBA.
The remaining strength of schedule, OKC has the hardest schedule to finish the season from this point today going forward.
You know why I don't like that schedule? I mean,
why?
that in the NBA, because they are such a good team. They're beating everybody to make their schedules feel weaker. I don't like that as like a statistic. Like if they were losing to everyone, then the schedules ahead of the records would be better, which would make their schedule tougher. So like that's the only reason why I don't like that in the NBA. NFL is different because it's like you may not ever play the AFC North again if you're an NFC South team. Like that's this one year that you're playing. But no, every single year you're playing the Bulls twice, you're playing the Clippers 3 times, you're playing the Lakers 3 times, you're playing the Jazz 3 times. Like I don't like that for the NBA only, but NFL I get it, just not the NBA.
That's a great point, D, about
clip that.
Yeah, that's a great point about taking someone's schedule, right? Your strength schedule, it's weaker because you beat the shit out of everyone. They still have to play the Spurs 4 times. They still have to play the Nuggets 4 times. So like those will be some really interesting games later on in the season to see like, all right, are those teams potentially the teams that could take them out? Because like let's say they play the Spurs 4 more times, they drop 2.
They play 4 times though. I don't want to interrupt you, but there's no way they.
I have it on. I have it up on.
How do they play them 4 times if they play? Don't the cup games count as regular season games?
Yes, but the cup games count as regular season games, and the fact that like it's predetermined who you play in your group, but once you get to like the actual tournament itself, those games are then decided by who won the group. So like they already had the Spurs scheduled 4 times, but because the Spurs matched them in the cup game, they got an additional game against the Spurs this year.
Okay, got it. I was like,
you only play them 4 times.
I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Typically they only play them 4 times, but now because they met in the cup, they play 5 times this year. And I'm just saying, like, let's say they split the remaining games. That means the Spurs beat them 3 out of 2 times. Like back in the old day when first round was 5 games, that's a win that you're out of the playoffs. Like it's something.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were going in, but like I'm glad that you're giving Stephon Castle his flowers because like you were saying a while ago,
I was
like it was
wrong.
last year,
I was
you were
wrong.
against me. I was like, this brother is a tall point guard. You don't come across too many 6'5", 6'6" point guards that he's playmaking first, but can get a bucket when he needs to. That's what we saw at UConn when they won that national championship. And so like I was all for it. And I think the Darren Fox like
That's a weird
combo.
scenario.
Yeah, the combo of Fox, Castle, and then
Dylan
the
Harper.
rookie now, yeah, Dylan Harper. Like they'll find a way to get that to work all together and collectively. But like you have your foundation, and it's Wemby, it's Castle, and it's and it's Harper as we're seeing off of the bench right now.
Yeah, and I was going to use that as my surprise. I might as well just segue onto the next topic, biggest NBA surprises, because I was going to go with the Spurs. And I'll talk about why in a second. But just to your point about Stephon Castle, yeah, I was not as high on Stephon Castle last year, just because he got Rookie of the Year, and people were holding it up like, "Hey, this guy's Rookie of the Year! Like they got a Rookie of the Year." That draft class last year was dog shit. Like we have to admit, but Stephon Castle, to his credit, last year it was very empty calorie. And what I mean by that is he would put up 15, 20, 25 points, getting insane usage and taking a lot of shots. This year, especially in the past month, right, with Stephon Castle, his assist numbers are going through the roof. Like I didn't think he had that in his game, in his bag. And he's proven to be an excellent perimeter defender because of his size and athleticism. So like, yeah, totally wrong on Stephon Castle. He's been great this year. Dylan Harper, he has only been playing like 25 minutes a game, but he looks awesome. And then you just have Fox, a former All-Star, also in their mix. It's insane.
Can go get you 20 a game if he needs to.
And my biggest surprise this year, personally, is the San Antonio Spurs. Like I thought they would be good. Right now they're sitting at the 2 seed, which is insane. But the insane thing about the Spurs is they've done this largely without the guy that we think might be a future MVP in Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he missed a stretch with a calf strain of I think 10 or 12 games. He was gone. And that team went, I think, 9-3 when Wemby was out or something like that. That shows a tremendous amount of maturity from this team, that they don't need to just count on Wemby to get it done. Like there are going to be situations in the playoffs. He's in foul trouble. What happens with the non-Wemby minutes? They can survive that. They can thrive in that. It's insane what the Spurs have done. To me, they're the biggest surprise team. There were some negative surprise teams as well, but for me, positively, biggest positive surprise team this year.
I don't mind that. The reason why I wouldn't say it's a surprise to me is because when we did our like NBA win shares at the beginning of the season, I said they were going to be a top 4 team, and I think you was like, no, they're not. They're not this season. And I was like, dude, I feel like the way that they ended last season, Wemby coming back, this is prior to him, the little bit of an injury he had. It's like I feel like he could make that leap for them being a top 4 seed. So it's not a surprise to me, but maybe it's a surprise to the league that like, hey, these guys are actually for real. So I can agree with you on that one. I'm gonna stay in the West for a surprise for me because they had a superstar. Yes, I'm gonna peg him that. He has commercials. They call him Santa Claus. Like he's got a thing. So like the Minnesota Timberwolves for me, I would say is a surprise because they have I think the 4 seed right now. We saw the 5th. Okay, they're the 5th seed right now in a stacked West. They're 18-10, something like that. They look really good against obviously OKC, who we were just talking about. They ended up beating them. Ant-Man has missed, I think, 6 to 8 games. Like he's been injured. I think he had like a little calf or like a little ankle injury like last month. So he's missed a good amount of games, and they're still a positive record, 18-10. The reason why I say this is a surprise because you have to have people like Julius Randle step up, which he has. Naz Reid, we know he's the 6th man of the year. He's been the breakout player of the year. He has stepped up. I hate that. I don't like to give him his credit, but Gobert's still out there doing his double-double thing. Yeah, he's still out there doing those double-double things and like allowing himself to protect the paint when it's needed. They stretch the floor a lot more when Anthony Edwards is out there, but surprise to me is I thought they were going to take a step backwards. I thought they hit their wall last year when it comes to like, hey, maybe this team is what it is, and they're not going to get any better. But the fact that they're able to stay afloat without Anthony Edwards out there, now that he's back, he's still going to average his 30 and 6 and 6. Look out. Like that, they have a dude, and when you have a dude, he can carry you through a series in the playoffs.
And I don't want to, discredit some other positive surprise. So I'll just throw out there as honorable mentions. Obviously, we've already talked about the Pistons on this podcast a couple weeks ago, so I don't want to go for them again. Like, great story for them going from being like a 12-win team 2 years ago to where they are now. The Celtics obviously deserve their after the Tatum injury this year as a coach, and JB's doing his thing. Like, he's showing that he could be the Batman during a regular season and not just the playoffs. So shout out to those two teams. Negative surprises. I want to give just a couple, like a smorgasbord, just really quick for you to pick from. We won't take too long on this. Cavaliers, 15-14. They're barely over 500. They've I don't know. They're playing right now, so they might win tonight. But the prior 5 games, they're 1-4. And the one win came against the Wizards, and it was a tough win against the worst team in the league. They lost in that span to the Hornets in overtime, which in that overtime period, they scored 0 points, which is very impressive to do that. I'll also nominate the Warriors, who people had penciled in as a playoff team, like not a play-in team, a playoff team. Playoffs? They're sub 500 right now. This is a very disappointing team for the Warriors. And then finally, the Bucks. It's been a season from hell. Obviously, Giannis has missed a bunch of time. But, even when Giannis was healthy and available, they weren't a juggernaut. They're sitting at 11-18 right now, and Giannis is still not back. I don't know what's going to go on there. So just out of the negative surprises, D, like, which one sticks out to you as the most?
None of them that you named. I know that you were going to say, well, that's not really a surprise, but it kind of is because of what's been invested. We are not talking enough about the Los Angeles Clippers and what the hell is going on down there.
That's fair.
That's fair. I understand they are getting older, and Kawhi has missed some games. They've played 29. He's played 18. So, like, he's missed some games. James Harden is still there.
That's pretty good for Kawhi, though, by the way.
If we're actually taking percentages, I guess, like, that's par for the course for how many games he's going to play. But there's no direction with that organization right now. For Steve Ballmer to purchase that stadium and then, like, all offseason, the promotion of, we got this giant wall that, like, people are going to love the fan section of the wall. And currently you're at, I think it's like 7-21. Not good. And with the Paul George trade what's Paul George? I think the acquiring of, my apologies, of James Harden. They got rid of a ton of assets. Like, they are not a team that is just going to rebuild through the draft after this season.
They do have an asset this year. It just belongs to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, which is insane to think that they're going to end up with a top 5 pick and still be potentially be in the NBA Finals because of how bad the Clippers are. So, like, yeah, I would look at it as I wasn't expecting playoffs. I was dead wrong saying that their depth was incredible. No, that team is being driven into the dirt right now, and it's not good.
They have their depth that they added was incredible names.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez, Splash Mountain. We're getting Chris Paul. Oh, we have John Collins. He was cool in Atlanta. Their depth pieces. Oh, Bradley Beal. Like, he'll be good for $3 million a year. Their depth pieces, Brad Beal is done for the year. And these guys are all so old. And they've fallen off the cliff so hard that they trade away a guy like Norm Powell, who was actually super productive.
Balling right now, yeah.
And they bring in other people who are just old, and they just get bad naturally. Like, I'm not dogging them for getting old and getting bad. Like, I'm getting old. Things are getting harder for me. I can't even imagine trying to play NBA basketball right now. Guys are 36. And by the way, the Chris Paul thing we never mentioned on the podcast, and this is old news by now. That was extremely weird what they did to Chris Paul.
Yeah. Just like basically cutting his retirement tour and saying, just don't come back. Like, I know that there was some rifts between him and Ty Lue, but like the way that was handled for somebody that's going to be a potential Hall of Famer, it's just a black eye on that organization as a whole. Especially because, like, he's the commissioner of, like, the NBA PA. Like, I
don't know if he's still
okay. But yeah. He's a high, like, he is literally a Hall of Famer. And the way that they handled, we're not going to play you. Just don't come back. Like, I don't understand how that's in a team that's, like, struggling. Like, I could see if, like, they were, like, hooping and like we don't have ways to find minutes for you. No. That team is struggling. Like you put out as best of talent or ticket sales as you possibly can to try to fill those seats. And Chris Paul is one of those guys, but not right now. Instead, he's sitting on the couch somewhere.
Can I get controversial with you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors. Biggest negative surprise.
Okay.
I don't think Steve Kerr is a great coach.
Ooh.
I'll tell you why. Steve Kerr comes in, flies in after they get rid of Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr inherits Draymond Green, Klay Thompson at his prime, and a Steph Curry. That core. Oh, they added a Kevin Durant too.
Yep.
Yeah, that core won 4 championships, 4 titles. And what makes you a great coach? And you know who's a great coach? 3. Okay, Eric Spoelstra, because you can give him shit, and he will make fucking egg salad sandwich or like a chicken. Like he'll make you a good sandwich. He's not making you a shit sandwich if you give him shit.
Okay.
Hear me out here. Steve Kerr this year has jerked around every single guy in that rotation.
Yes.
You got Draymond, you got Jimmy Butler, you got Steph Curry. Those guys are in the rotation no matter what. They have 10 other guys that they just mix and match all year. And he's like, nah, it's not working tonight. You're out of the rotation. I'm going to put Moses Moody in. All right, you're out of the rotation. Brandon Pajemski, here you go. Jonathan Kuminga, you're going to get shot. And I don't like you. Get out of here. Steve Kerr has tinkered so much with what they do that their identity is just a 38-year-old Steph Curry. There's no cohesion with this Warriors team. And in part, in my opinion, is because Steve Kerr will not commit to guys and give them his trust. You fuck up once with Steve Kerr, go to the bench, someone else is going to come in. How do you have a functional basketball team over 62 games if you're jerking guys in and that rotation? And I get it. Steph is awesome, but you can't just put it all on his back anymore. You see him at the end of games. He's putting up 42 points. He's still Steph. It's awesome, but he is not just sitting on the bench like chilling. He is huffing and puffing because he's getting up there in age and he cannot do this. So this is on Steve Kerr for just not creating this sort of cohesion and not being adaptable to like find ways to utilize other guys.
I'm not ready to say that Steve Kerr is not a good coach. Maybe we're ready to
overrated. I think we're overrated.
I maybe on that end, but if they didn't win that second run championship with Jordan Poole in them, I'd be with you. But they did, right? And they beat the Celtics with Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, kind of over the hill-ish. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green being Draymond Green. So like he still found a way to coach that team to a championship, albeit a lot of injuries in the West that year, but injuries happen, part of the game, right? So I'm not ready to say he's an overrated coach. I'm just looking at it as maybe he's not as good as we thought he'd be.
I got 4 coaches I would take over Steve Kerr right now.
You probably would. Right now, 100%. Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla.
Yes.
I trust Joe. After what he's done this year, I trust Joe. I'm taking, and I apologize. I know it's a sports podcast. I should know. The head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He is brilliant.
Yes.
Dagnall, Mark Dagnall.
Mark Dagnall.
I would take Ime Udoka over Steve Kerr.
Houston Rockets coach, yes.
There's one more I'm missing. I just had it too. And maybe that's it. I think the rest is like pick your poison.
Yeah, those 3. The guy out in San Antonio, I know he wasn't
excellent. Yeah,
I don't know his name. I'm sorry, but I know that he basically filled in for Pop last year, and now he's like the full-time head coach.
Oh, and Eric Spoelstra. Even though the Heat are sitting at 15 and 14, I love Spo. I think he's a great coach.
So you can't. You talked about Kerr saying that like we had Kevin Durant, he had Steph Curry, he had Draymond, he had Klay. There have been coaches that have had talent and still not amounted to anything. So like let's make sure that we remember that too. Doc Rivers being one of them. Thankfully, he won that championship in Boston, but he had better talent in Los Angeles, and he did win.
Doc Rivers, bad coach.
Yes,
I'm just gonna say it. Not a good coach.
Awful coach. He's a terrible coach. I don't think he should be in the NBA. But that's just
look what he's doing to the poor Bucks, man. Like they have been a disaster since they've acquired him. They fired Darvin Ham. Was Darvin Ham the fall guy?
Yeah. Well, because Budenholzer, like they were like, oh, he can't get it done, so they brought in somebody else. Then Darvin Ham replaced him, and then they've just been on the downward trend defensively with no identity. I know that's the key word of the day, but they have had absolutely none since he's taken over. Like I think we were talking about this last year, how they went from being like top 5 defense to like bottom 5 in like the 20 games that Doc took over.
Yeah.
But yes, I'd agree with you. I'm not saying that he's a top 5 right now. And when he retires, Steve Kerr's not in the mention of top 5 coaches of all time. I don't think so. But I won't say that he's like he's a bad coach, because like he still had to fight. If he'd have only won those 3 with KD, with Curry, with Clay and Draymond, then maybe you have that conversation. But the fact that they went a couple of years without winning, and then he found a way to get another championship to end Curry's like career, I don't think Curry gets another one. So like I would say that proves that he can be a good coach. They ran that organization terribly by letting Jordan Poole leave.
He's not a bad coach. I'm not saying Kerr's a bad
That's
coach.
what you said.
I'm saying he's overrated. Like take Joe Mazzulla and put him with where Steve Kerr was when he took over. Joe Mazzulla would have been thought of as like one of the greatest coaches of all time.
He would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Although, well, I mean, Mark Jackson, they did Mark Jackson wrong.
It's the Bill Belichick Tom Brady. It's the Bill Belichick Tom Brady thing of the NBA. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Tom Brady made Bill Belichick look great. I'm just saying, having Steph Curry, Prime Clay, and say what you want about Draymond, but he's an excellent ceiling raiser. Having those 3, like in KD, it makes you look pretty good.
I mean, we don't got to go down that route of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but my goodness, is that starting to get a little bit closer and closer to just being, this was all Brady. This has nothing to do with Belichick.
All right. Last topic for the NBA before we move to the last thing of the day. Just shout out to the 2025 NBA rookie class, because this class is phenomenal. The top 4 picks in a row all seem to be absolute hits. Cooper Flag, after a sluggish start, I would say, has been phenomenal this past month.
Mm-hmm.
Just turning 19, it's insane. Dylan Harper on the Spurs, we mentioned him earlier.
Yep.
He's not getting a ton of burn, probably not getting a lot of like limelight in the national media because he's only playing like 20 minutes a game. But in those minutes he plays, he's very impactful, and you can see like there was something here with him.
Very much.
VJ Edgecombe, that was your guy before the draft. He has cooled off. Like he had a phenomenal first 2 weeks. Like, and it's not his fault he's cooled off because guys are coming back into the rotation. But like the combination of extreme high-end athleticism, high motor, right, and the ability to shoot and be the wherewithal defensively to generate, steals and that sort of thing, like complete package. I like Edgecombe. And then finally,
hold on.
You go ahead.
I know you didn't watch the game, but that Philadelphia-New York game this past weekend, VJ Edgecombe took over. Maxey did his thing. Maxey had 30. He's going to get his 30. The brother is a bucket. But you mentioned the aspects that was like, no, I like VJ Edgecombe. He comes with he brings that dog like mentality. There was like a span of 4 straight series that he did something to end that game against New York, where he came down the court, hit a 3, defensively blocked Jalen Brunson, went down the court, hit another 3. They came down the court, loose ball. He dove on it and got the timeout for them to get the ball back. And it's just like, that's what you need.
I mean, high motor.
Yeah, he's not the star of the team, but you need your Robin to the keys are no longer with Joel Embiid. They are Tyrese Maxey's team. You need the Robin to his Batman, and VJ Edgecombe, he brings that energy to that.
No, I'm a big fan of Edgecombe. And you talk about like the Robin. I like to think of it as like a glue guy.
Yeah.
Like you can ask VJ Edgecombe on a given night, like, I need you to scale up everyone's out. Like, I need you to take the most shots, have the most usage. He can do that. Then everyone comes back and you're like, hey, VJ, like, I need you to like ramp it down, take some threes, play some good defense. Like, it's not your night tonight. He can do that. Like, that's a very, very important thing. Because like, if you want to win a championship, you need to have like a third option on the team that if someone goes down, we need you. But like, if everyone's there, scale it down and just be like a good teammate, glue guy, like keep this whole thing going. And VJ has that in him. Speaking of that type of, mentality, the type of build, the next guy,
come up, baby.
Con Knipple has been a revelation.
Fucking laser rocket shot from that guy.
When guys are out, because LaMelo Ball's been out often this year. I don't know if Miles Bridges is missing any games, but that you have lost a ton of games with their other who's the guy from Alabama on their team they drafted?
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller's been out a lot. Thank you. Con Knipple has the ability to scale up And he's not just a shooter. Like, he has excellent range from outside, but he can do a little bit of everything. Like, I really am a huge fan of Colin Knippel, and I think he, even more than VJ Edgecombe, is like the ultimate glue guy. Now, unfortunately, he plays for the Hornets, and I said you can say that for just about anybody. But like, I don't know who the number one's going to be on that team, right? Because like LaMelo, I don't know what's going to happen there. It's been 4 or 5 years now. I don't know when he came to the league. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be a thing there. Like, he puts up his numbers, cool, that's awesome, but like, he doesn't really generate winning. But I do like Colin Knippel regardless there.
Year 6 for LaMelo. If the Hornets,
that's crazy to think we're in 6 already.
Talking about this off air, that class itself and how they are. If the Hornets had a direction as to who they were going to build around, they could be something, because Bridges is just, I don't think he's a guy that you can build around. I think he's like a good fringe all-star player. Yeah, like I think he can get you some points, he can get you some wins just like based off of volume.
I'm saying he's a great 4.
Yeah,
like a 4th option on a team. He's a great.
Yeah, well, he has to be the number 1 option on this team. But I get what you mean. And Colin Knippel, being a rookie, he's like a tweener combo guard. He's not a point guard. He's not just a typical shooting guard either. So like he'll possess the way he's like Austin Reeves essentially. Like, what do you do with him if he's not the 3rd option or 2nd option? So like if they had a guy, Brandon Miller, missing time shows that he may not be that guy. If they did have one, this team could be good because they're young. They just don't have direction yet. So I love the fact that Colin Knippel has. I just talked to you about, like, he broke the record for the fastest rookie to hit 100 threes in like NBA history, breaking whose ever record that was. It clearly wasn't Steph Curry, but like I could see it being like Kyle Korver or something like that. But it's good to hear that like there's some positive news coming out of Charlotte, because that's hey man, Charlotte's up. Charlotte's up. We ain't gonna talk football, but like Charlotte's up right now. We ain't gotta talk about what happened to you Bucks, but that Bank of America Stadium, I heard them here. Like, my house was shaking when Baker threw that pick, and I felt it here, and I'm a 4-hour drive away from them.
Hey man, the thing is, they are up, but when the previous rendition was hell, everything is up, man. Everything is up.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, just last couple of names, like Cedric Howard out there in Memphis. Like, he's been very good for them. I know they traded around. You have been following him?
I have not. No.
He's been putting up some really good numbers, especially early in the season. He had a really good 3-point shooting profile coming into the draft, and it's maintained in the league. Okay. And he's adding a little bit more to his game, like getting like 7-8 rebounds a game, 15 points, couple threes. Like, he looks really nice with them. And then I think we need to shout out, like, the trade itself is inexcusable.
Oh, you're going to go. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
What the Pelicans gave up to move back in the draft is inexcusable, because they are going to give up a top 5 pick this year, which is asinine. Now, if they made a smart trade and like got some more, didn't give up as much, I would have liked it more. But the player himself, Derek Queen's been very good. Like, he's been one of the better rookies in this class, and he's an odd profile because, again, he's an undersized big. I think he's 6'9", but very baby Jokic sort of profile as far as what he does on the court. Mm-hmm. So he'll give you 12 points, grab 8 boards, 7 assists, couple blocks. Like, he just gives a little bit of everything. Now, granted, what doesn't show up in the box, well, it does show up in the box score. Plus minus isn't great with Queen. I know everyone's pretty much a minus on that team, but like, his plus minus is a little more minus than everybody else. And it's because defensively, he was not a good defender coming into the league, still not a good defender. And when you're 6'9" playing the center, you're going to get buckets on you. Yeah. But offensively, like, he's been a revelation for the Pelicans. Unfortunately for Derek Queen, he plays with another guy that doesn't space the floor very well in Zion Williamson. So like, it doesn't make sense what's going on there, but I like Queen as a prospect. Like, he's looked really impressive offensively.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings about how he's played, so I'm glad you brought that up. I know that he had a big night, and I think we were talking about this like last week because we were talking about DeAndre Jordan. He had a big night. I think he scored like 30 plus a couple of nights ago too. It's like he can go off, which is really good. Just tough because I snickered, I laughed because of the trade that they made to get him. And it's like, I get, bringing in a talent like him. I don't understand the mortgage in your future for someone like him, because he's not really you don't hand him over the keys to the city. That's not the type of player he is.
Yeah, there really hasn't been anyone from this draft so far. I mean, it's
bunch of role players.
These guys have played 30 games at most, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to write some of these guys off, but there's a lot of promise in this 2025 NBA class. There's only 2 guys that I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. Is the Bulls at 12 pick Noah Essenge, hasn't played a minute. And
wasn't he from overseas though?
France, yeah. And I get it. We on this show got excited during the summer for the summer league with the Memphis Grizzlies and Young Hansen.
Oh yeah,
it's his first year, but man, they tried to play him some NBA minutes. It went really bad. He's been just stuck in the G League trying to get his game up. It's tough. It's a tough look when you trade up to get a pick to draft a guy in the I think it was outside the lottery, it was pick 16, but 16,
still just outside yet.
It's a tough look when he was projected as a second rounder. You traded and drafted him wicked early, and he looks really bad. It's not a good look for you.
Marketing did their best to try to make the Yao Ming comparisons, and hasn't worked out that way. But it's early. It's early. Who knows what could actually happen? It's also Memphis, so we have to take that with a grain of salt when it comes to evaluating talent and being able to showcase that talent on an NBA level.
I did hear there was some speculation. It was partially the guys that play, but also great marketing guy coming from China. You're gonna sell a shit ton of merch and stuff, yes, and a lot of buzz. So there's some of that in there too.
100%.
All right, that's it for the NBA. Let's talk about our last topic. I'll hit the transition for it. Finally happened, D. The moment everyone was waiting for.
Oh my goodness!
Jake Paul knocked the fuck out.
That was a rough one. So did you watch the fight? You watched the whole fight?
No, I watched the highlights afterwards.
Okay, I watched it. I think I picked it up in round 2.
Nice.
And I've never seen and this isn't I'm not being a Jake Paul defender by any means. What he's doing to the game of boxing is bring to the sport of boxing. I guess
sport of boxing. So don't even
say that. He is 1,000% doing that. But you know what he's also doing? He's bringing people back in that didn't watch boxing to see if he loses. I don't think it happens anymore. But this fight, I can promise you, there were more people that tuned in to see him get knocked out than any other fight that they've witnessed or they've seen in their entire life. Watching the whole thing from jump, it was an embarrassment to the sport. He was like a little chihuahua ankle biting when it comes to every 3 to 5 seconds. He was falling over his feet and grabbing Josh. There was a point in time where the referee had to literally say on the mic, "Hey, the fans didn't pay to come see this shit. Cut it out." And the referee was like, "This is stupid. Stop." Because Jake Paul was just doing so he tried to double take down Anthony Joshua. And it was like, come on, man. What are we doing? And then it was now that I've seen post game or post match interviews from Anthony Joshua, the dude is an assassin. And he was surgical with what he was doing. And if you've looked at the purse for it, he was making close to $13 million a round, which is insane money. So the hits that he was making were part of the clause. I don't want to knock you out now. I just want to make you feel it. I don't want to knock you out this time. I just want you to feel it. And when he got into I think it was either the 5th or the 6th round. Yeah. 6th round, he hit him with a little jab, and you can see the smile on his face to be all right, now it's time to just end this. And he hit him with a little touch to the chest to bring his arms down. And when Jake Paul's hands went down, the brother's chin almost touched the back of his neck with the right hook. And it was the most glorious knockout that I have witnessed in a very, very long time, that made me sit up and go, "Ooh, thank goodness," because that was a good hit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm first of all, I'm surprised he took the fight, Jake Paul, because
When Jake Paul took the fight?
well, I'm surprised that he agreed to fight Anthony Joshua because like the entire buildup, it started with fighting Nate Robinson. Do you remember that? It was like
Yes.
7-8 years
Knocked
ago.
him out.
Beat up Nate Robinson, who's just a basketball player.
Yep.
And then he picked guys with names from the UFC who were grapplers.
Yep.
And they were past their prime grapplers, like
Nate Diaz being one of them.
Nate Diaz, yeah, like guys who were not like stand-up fighters in the UFC. And then finally he fights a boxer who's 80 years old and Mike Tyson. Right? And then we get to the point where he actually fights a real boxer who isn't that past his like not that over the hill. And you see what happens when he boxes someone who actually knows how to box and who isn't, in a walker. Gets his ass beat. It's crazy, man. I heard that the rookie mistake he made, obviously the footwork was terrible and like he's not a boxer.
No.
But the biggest rookie mistake he made that actually ended by breaking his jaw, which he broke his jaw in 2 places, is that boxers are trained from a young age that you always clinch your jaw like the entire fight. And when you get tired, they train the breathing through the nose. Like you got to just breathe through the nose the whole fight because as soon as you loosen that jaw joint, it's susceptible to breaking. And if you watch the fight, at least the part where he gets knocked out, he is breathing heavy and breathing through that mouth. Mm-hmm. So when Anthony Joshua gave him that little love tap to lower the guard, that is why his eyes lit up and he had a big smile on his face because he knew this dumbass is not a professional boxer. He's not doing the right thing. I'm about to break this dude in half. And he did. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, do you think this is it for Jake Paul doing this boxing thing? That was the pinnacle, right? Like, you can't go anywhere else from here.
I think it's it for major like purse fights.
We all got what we wanted too, right? Like the fans that we wanted.
Yes. I think it's done for him calling somebody out. Like he called out Canelo. Nobody's taking that fight anymore. Like somebody wanted to be the first one. I know Tyson, not Tyson Fury. There was another Fury, Tommy Fury beat him back in 2023, and a decent boxer. Like he beat him. But then you had those names that was thrown out there like Nate Diaz and Mike Tyson. Like we're like, oh, like they're past. Obviously, one is 80 years old, one was past their UFC prime. You wanted to be the guy to knock him out, and not just like a decision knockout. Like, oh, he went down and was like, oh,
count to 10.
Yeah, like we didn't want just like a knot, and then like, oh, the referees, like scorecards, so on and so forth. Like, oh, it was slanted, like he should get a rematch. Like, you wanted somebody to knock him out, and Anthony Joshua did that. Where it's like now there's nothing that's going to draw the average fan or the non-average fan to a Jake Paul fight because you got what you wanted out of it. You wanted this YouTuber to be like, enough with embarrassing the sport of boxing. Like, go fight a real fighter. He did. And he got his ass whooped. It wasn't even close. Like, if there were scorecards associated with that, I don't think you could have put enough 10s and enough like 6s on the card to be like, this is how outweighed this is. This is a pounding. This is an actual beating of a man. And then he knocked him out in the most precious and best fashion way possible for boxing.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way he can ever. He maybe he does. It'd be stupid for him.
He'll try because he's money and people
like he would. I would say he would never. Jake Paul would never fight an actual like real opponent again.
No,
but nobody's gonna come back. Like we've got the high. We got like the ultimate high of watching this fight. So like anything else will seem like a letdown, and no one's gonna want to watch that. It's it. It's over.
The money's done. That was it. It was about the money. And at least for these people taking those fights. But when you see him actually get knocked out, now you're not going to pay as much to see it happen again.
No. Good for Anthony Joshua. Good for Anthony Joshua. He got paid what, like $70 million based on like
a ton of money.
Just a ton of money to beat the shit out of Jake Paul. It's great. Good for him. That's awesome.
And like, go look at, for those that are listening or watching, like go find some post-match interview of like the way that like Anthony Joshua talks about the fight, because like he's tapped, he's a boxer, but he's just like, he literally talks about like, I wanted to inflict pain and I could have ended it in round 1, but I want to get paid. Like we boxers, we're prize fighters, we get paid by the round. I want to make money, put on a show for you guys that paid all your hard-earned money. He's talking to talk.
Yeah.
I want to get my money too. This is how I make a living. Put on a show. And there was no point in time where I think there was one punch that Jake Paul left hook while he had his glove up, and you could see the sweat come off, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a good hit," and he's just like, "That's your best?" Damn, that was his best shot, and he just brushed it off like it was nothing. And then went another 2 rounds of just, here's a little shot to the ribs, here's a shot to the stomach. Oh, you ever fall down? Don't worry, I'll wait for you to get up. Here's another shot to the ribs.
He would go and pick him up, I'll help you up, buddy. We gotta keep going.
Go watch it. I know you said you watched the highlights. Go watch it. It's half an hour. You know what I mean? It really wasn't. Yeah, what's up?
So you watched the whole fight, or you watched
from round 2? I think yeah.
What was your honest so you watched the knockout? What was your honest reaction when he got clobbered in the face and broke his jaw?
I sat up in my chair. I was that was because it was a good hit. Yeah. You don't see too many in boxing nowadays.
Everyone's got the guard up.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of knockouts. You see a lot of decisions, especially in these bigger fights. Knockouts are replays when the guy that's got 48 wins, 47 knockouts is fighting the guy with 50 wins, 49 knockouts. But you didn't see 1 through 48, right? You didn't see those fights and knockouts. They show the replays. And then when it's the guy that's 50-0 versus the guy that's 49-0,
it's defensive.
Yeah, it goes to decision. So you don't really see a lot of knockouts. I was watching, and I saw the hit first. I was like, ooh, oh, got up my seat, that was a hit. And he's just sitting there, just I can't get up. He was like, ooh, those, yeah, you got knocked the fuck out.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, nice. It was a great hit. It was a great hit. And just the setup, now that you know what he was doing that whole fight, you're like, damn, he was not only just toying with him, but he was literally trying to hurt him. Not just kill him. No, that's too easy. I want you to feel this for months. For what you did to this sport that I love, I've trained for my entire life. I want you to remember this beating for the next year. And he accomplished that. So big shouts. Kudos to you, Mr. Anthony Joshua. You did exactly what a lot of people wanted you to do.
I could not have said it any better myself, man. Bravo to you. All right, D, let's hit the outro. No closing takes today. I know we were trying to get here at 8:30. Did not happen, but this is short for us. So, D, get us out right.
Hey, my running time is saying 57 minutes, so I think we're good. For those that were here first time, Chatter, appreciate your Spade. GBA guy, appreciate you being in here. Thank you. Those that are listening or watching us live and listen to us tomorrow, please make sure you catch us on all of our platforms. You can find us on Twitch, find us on YouTube, live on Facebook. At some point, we'll do the TikTok where you can find all of our reels and clips. When you heard me say clip that, there's another one that's about to happen. It's because we're trying to get these clips, baby, get them running. Next day, you can find us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever it is that you get your podcast. Website's also at the bottom. FrizzandtheGrizz.com. You can hit your boy up at DFrizzy_Frizz5 when it comes to Twitch or anything else that's out there. Please, 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 like I say every time we get in the out here, be a friend, say something nice. You never know what it could do. We ain't going to be here the next couple of days, so we want to wish y'all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. In the event that we may not shoot next week, we don't know. Things happen. I'm just letting you guys know. I want to express my thanks and love for y'all in 2025. I can't wait for 2026. Make sure to take care of y'all mentals, take care of y'all physicals, take care of y'all chicken, take care of y'all children, and we'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace!
Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid.